What the heck are pied markers? What's up, YouTube? So yeah, we're going to be talking about pied markers today. So I have a wide variety of ball pythons that have pied markers that I'm going to show you, and then I have some that don't have pied markers that I'm also going to show you. I even have some siblings. One that so these are all 50% het pied siblings. Some of them have markers, some of them do not. So I will show you the difference between markers and no markers. So first, I want to start off with talking about why do you need to look for pied markers and why do you not need to look for pied markers. So if you don't care about the pied and the genetics, so for example, if you're trying to work with clown or if you're trying to work with desert ghost or whatever else, and you don't care if it come out as pied or not because the other snake in the pairing isn't going to be pied or het pied, then it doesn't matter. Now, if you're planning on selling something and you possibly want to market it different, you can say it has pied markers. If you want to hold back something from, let's say, a 66% het pied or 50% het pied combination, then obviously looking for the markers are going to be an indication that possibly you're going to get this particular snake is going to be het pied. So the pied markers, while they can help you and assist you in finding the right snake, they are not 100%. So with that said, I'm going to show you some snakes, and hopefully I can give you an idea of what pied markers are. And if you don't know what a pied snake is, I'm going to show you a pied snake that I recently got that's just, every time I look at her, she blows my mind. So where is she at? All right. Oh, she's in shed. She's in shed, y'all. No, she's in shed, but she still looks freaking unreal. Look at that. Yeah. Every time I see her, you know, she reminds me of like reticulated python pieds, because they usually the pied is going to be all across the top on a reticulated python, and then all the pied is going to be on the sides. All the white markings are going to be on the sides like she has there, but she looks unreal even though she is in shed. Yeah, look, I don't know how well you can see that, but she looks unreal. She looks phenomenal. So this is a blackhead Mojave pied, and she will be paired to a mahogany pied in the future, and hopefully we can get some dope mahogany blackhead combos. Obviously, all the babies will be pied because both of them are pied, but it's just going to be so unreal. Look at that. Oh, wow. All right, put it back. Now, depending on the combination, depending on the morphs that are in the snake, you may not see pied markers. For example, I have this clown male. This clown male that I have here, he doesn't have pied markers like the ones I'm going to show you today. So usually the pied markers are going to be stripes that run down the sides of the belly here, down towards the tail. And obviously you can see there are no stripes coming down the belly because it's a clown. So there's no way of telling really with clown if there's pied markers or not. So I will show you normal looking snakes that do have pied markers. Now this guy does have a little bit of striping like on the sides, but it's very little. And I know he's a het pied because he came from a pied or a clown pied male. So yeah, he is no pied markers, but he is het pied. So now let's get into snakes that do have the pied markers. All right, the first snake I want to show off is this normal 100% het lab female and 50% het pied. So I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, so I'm going to try to look at the camera while I'm showing. So these are pied markers. It's like I said, it's a striping that comes down the sides here. So right here, that's technically pied markers. She has it kind of all the way down. You can see it. This is not the best pied markers I've seen. I will show you some better pied markers, but that's what it looks like. If I can get the camera to focus, maybe. There it is. Nope. Here's a sibling to that same snake. So this one's also 100% het lavender albino, 50% het pied. And this guy's markers are a lot better than the sister. So you can see much better the markers on this guy. Come on. Look at that. It's just stripes. See those stripes just down the sides there? He has it on both sides of his tail. Super nice. Those babies being 50% het pied, obviously it's not a guaranteed answer, but it's a very good indication that they have pied in them. So now I'm going to show you some 100% het pieds. So this one here is 100% het pied, came from a pied visual male. Why are you hissing at me? So this is a fire female, 100% het pied. Stop hissing. Chill out. And again, you can see the tracks pretty well in this one as well. She's already pretty big. You can see it on both sides. Come on, camera, focus. So those are the tracks that I'm talking about. Those are pied tracks. Those are pied markers. So now I'm going to show you on bigger snakes. So I have two snakes that are 100% het pied. One of them has very good tracks. The other one, not so much. So I'll show you both of them. And you can kind of see that maybe the pied markers are good indication, but they're not the best indication, because both of these females are 100% het pied, but only one of them has tracks and the other one kind of has something else going on, but she is 100% het pied as well. So I'm going to show you both of them now. So this is a banana het pied female, and actually she is the het pied female that I didn't get any pied babies from. Out of 4 eggs, I should have had 2 pieds. I didn't hit any pieds whatsoever. So I tested her. I sent her shed in for testing. She came back as 100% het pied. So obviously she's het pied. And I knew she was het pied because she has very good tracks going on. Now, let's see if I can show the tracks, if she's going to let me. There she goes. Those are the tracks that I'm talking about. She has on both sides. Those are pied tracks. So that's a good indication that she is het pied. Obviously, I know she's het pied because I also shed tested her, but I know she came from the breeder that produced her. He's a good breeder, but at the time he wasn't. I had never heard of him, so I just kind of went with it and said, yeah, she's het pied. And she also has a very clean back end. This is another indicator of het pied. So usually they have all the alien heads like normal, and then at the end, it kind of just cleans up. There's no alien heads. So I don't know how well you can see that. I'll show you again on the... It's very clean, no alien heads, then the alien heads start. So that's another way of knowing that there's pied in the genes. Obviously, if the snake... So I have seen pied markers on snakes that don't have any het pieds or anything like that, or have pied in the pairing, or the grandparents or anything like that have pied in them. So sometimes it's just pattern that shows up on the snake. It's not really pied markers. But obviously, if there is pied in the pairing and you're trying to figure out which ones to hold back or which ones to mark it differently, those are the tracks that I look for. If you go on my website, there's a couple snakes on there that say with markers, and the price is the same. I don't price them differently just because they have markers. I just say that they do have markers. That way, if someone's looking for a particular genetic, so if they're looking for het pied, then obviously saying that there's markers and it's a 50% het pied, then that gives it a good idea of the fact that there might be pied in that snake. So she is one of the snakes that's het pied and has the markers. Now I'm going to show you one that's het pied with no markers. So we have this girl here. This is a Lemon Blast Leopard Exanthic, 100% het pied. I know she's 100% het pied because she was shed tested. She came to me as 66% het pied, but after the shed test, proved out 100% het pied. So obviously, this particular combination of morphs has no pied markers. Like, there is no pied markers whatsoever, because practically the entire belly is the same pattern all the way across from the beginning of the snake to the end of the snake. So I don't know how well you can see that, but you can see that the snake doesn't change from the beginning to the end. It's all the same there. So even though I know she's het pied, there are no pied markers because of the combination of morphs that lead to this particular snake here. So because it's most likely going to be the pinstripe that would take away the markers in this particular combination. The leopard, you might still have markers on leopard, and you definitely will still have markers from pastel, because the second snake I showed you today, or technically the third snake I showed you today, because the first one was a visual pied, that one was a pastel het lavender 50% het pied boy, and he had markers. So obviously the pastel would show markers, but the pinstripe not so much. So this snake while she is amazing looking, she doesn't have pied markers, so therefore I can't really tell you that every morph, every combination is going to have those pied markers, because that's not how it works. And even though the pied markers are a good indication of het pied, it doesn't mean that they're necessarily het pied. It could just be the pattern that that snake has. But if you are looking to hold back any snakes, and like I said, that one is 50% het pied. If I know it's 50% het pied or 66% het pied, and I want to hold back something that's one of those, then I know for sure that just by looking for pied markers, that I will know that, you know, hey, this is a good snake for me to keep. Maybe I'll keep it, maybe I won't. It really just depends. She's trying to get into my hat. Not going to happen. It really just depends on what I need. Obviously, I don't need a pastel double het lavender albino pied or a normal double het lavender albino pied, because I have a lot of pied het lav or lav het pied stuff now. So I do have an update video coming to you. I'm not sure if it's going to be this week or next week. Just know that possibly there's an update video, and you'll see some lavs het pied and some pied het lavs on there. But that's practically all I got for you. And hopefully you got some good inside information on pied markers. Most people are like, oh, what are pied markers? What do they look like? There's not a lot of recessive morphs out there that have markers, but there are some, and pied is one of those snakes that have markers on the het pied versions. So if you're looking to keep any that are possible het pied, look for the markers. If you're looking to buy some and they are possible het pied, ask for some pictures of the end of the tail. See if there's markers on there. Maybe that'll be an indication of what you need to do. But like I said, not every combo has pied markers, and not every snake's going to be a pied or het pied just because it has the markers. So that's just a disclaimer. I don't want anybody coming back to me and saying, hey, you told me the pied markers would be het pied. That's not how it works. It's just a good indication. That's like what I've been saying the entire video. It's just a good indication. But every snake is different. Like this snake, even though she looks amazing, and I know she's het pied, she doesn't have any pied markers. So that's just how it goes. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything that I put out in the future. As always, peace. Say peace. All right, y'all.